Hi everybody, it's Aeryn, and I wanted to give you a tour of my coloring space and my art space, and I don't really know what else you call it, but I didn't want to be one of those people that took forever like staging it and making it pretty and this, that, and the other thing. So this is kind of just how it is right now. And Sirius is walking away, so you don't get to see him. Siri, where'd you go? Siri, come here. Siri, come here. Come right here. Come right here so the camera can see you. There's his food. Go over there by your food. Ah, where? Hi. Hi, Siri. You good boy? Siri, look at mommy. Hi. That's my service dog, Sirius. He's 7. He's a good boy. So, there he is. Hi, good boy. You gonna help me or are you gonna run away? Oh, okay. So anyway, I didn't want to be one of those people that took forever to stage it because A, I don't have the time, and B, I kind of don't care. But also because I want to reorganize some things. I haven't scrapbooked in a very long time. And part of that has to do with our other dog. His name was Vigo. He passed away in September 2016. And so I kind of lost the urge to be telling stories and stuff. I have done a couple pages since then, but nothing really major. So I kind of wanted to get back to it. I wanted to do more videos on my channel again. I'm not sure if I want to do live streams, but I want to do the videos that I did before at the very least, like the ones that you guys are used to. The only thing I staged was, that's my Twitch and that's my YouTube if you don't already follow me. But that's it. So yeah, over to the left you can see this is my coloring book storage. And you'll see more of that when I do coloring book tours. Usually I do those in like February or whenever the winter holiday presents are done arriving. That's usually when I do it. This little thing is a bit new. That's kind of not overflow, but that's neat to organize. I have a whole ton of stamps that I've collected like just bit by bit over like the year, and they need to be organized, and you'll see where I keep those. And then in this drawer, I'm not going to open every single drawer, but I want to show you like an overview of what's in there. So here I have magazine images and coloring book images that are cut out and sorted by, I don't know if you can read those, probably not, but they're sorted by subject. So there's like men and there's scenery and there's women and stuff like that. So that's for collage and for mixed media art. And then you can see my gel pens in here and just general like mixed media art stuff I have in there. And then this next one, this I got at IKEA, and I was really kind of reluctant to spend the money, but Mike was like, dude, just buy it because it'll be really good. So this has my gelatos in it. This is a couple alphas, again, for mixed media, and there's, what do you call it, like printer paper? Photo paper? There we are. And then these are my Faber-Castell Pitt pens. There's 60 of them in there. I usually use those for mixed media. I don't color with them, so that's why they're in with the mixed media stuff. So I just kind of know where I can go to get those. And I apologize for, like, if I pant or sound out of breath. A, I am, but B, I have cystic fibrosis, so I can't breathe very well. So talking and moving and standing and holding the camera steady is a little difficult for Aeryn. But in these two things you'll see are my Copic refills, and then there's a pencil case in there, because obviously this isn't full yet. I have to figure out a better way to organize this. Like I said, I'm doing all of this before I organize and make everything pretty. So it's not all going to be pretty. This is just usable as it is now. So those ones are actually organized by color, but then I added a whole bunch and they don't fit. So now there's more there. And okay, so up top of my, what is this called? This is like the Expedit. I think this is an actual Expedit before they changed it. I think they changed it to a Kallax now, but yeah. So right there is my my Cuttlebug, and then my crayons, and then in here is my Distress inks and Distress oxides. I don't have all of the oxides, but I have almost all the Distress inks. Excuse me, I have to cough. I'll try and mute it, but the camera shake, I can't really help because I'm holding the camera. Yeah, I really apologize, but sick person holding a camera, not always the best thing, but, it's not like it's going away, so. Right here is my Cintiq, which is a Wacom tablet, for digital drawing and painting and everything, and I did all the graphics for my for my Twitch channel, stuff like that. And this is my printer and scanner. My printer died before, and I really loved my printer, but it died, and it was so expensive to buy a new one, and Mike's just like, we could get this one for the same price, and it has a scanner. So, part of having a scanner, you'll see here all of these papers, right? So, if you're a colorist and you do adult coloring books, you know that Amazon paper is not really the best. And I found myself avoiding Amazon books and books that I already had in my collection I didn't want to color because I didn't want to deal with the paper. And that's not just a me preference, but it's my preference. So, like, I know I made it work a lot of times, but just the idea of having to make it work bummed me out. So I was kind of avoiding those books. And then I get the scanner, and I think, you know, if you scan all of those books, you can just print them out as you need them. So print out the pages that you want to color, and then, like, you can just look at them digitally, and you don't have to store them over here on the coloring shelf. You can just, you know, you have the digital. But then I realized as I was doing it that there's a lot of images in there that would work great for mixed media, but I have to, like, cut them out and organize them into those folders that I showed you. So I didn't do that yet. And I did all of these at once. This was all done at once. So it wasn't even like, do a book, break it down, and then you're good. No, I did the whole thing. It was a big-ass project. I did it all at once. So then I end up with this. And in this box here is my 6x6 paper pads. It's not really all that, it's heavy. It's not all that big, but, yeah, see, it's like 7 by 10 maybe, with 6x6 papers, and I can't get to them because there's these coloring books there. So I have to deal with that, right? I have to. And then up here are the two books that I alter. So I either take pages out of them or I alter pages that are in them, and, you know, collage and stuff like that. And then these are my themed, not themed embellishments. These are my themed, like, papers, and, like, just all Halloween I have a lot. So those are these ones, because I have words. I speak for a living, so these are these ones. I haven't scrapbooked in a while, so you'll see everything has dust in it. Also, I can't dust, like, literally without a rebreather kind of mask, and it's not, I mean, most people avoid dusting in general, so yeah. So these are all Halloween. I really love Halloween, so I have a lot of Halloween stuff. I decided that I'm not going to go back to card making. I just don't enjoy it. So some of the things I'm going to have to either, they're going to need to find another home, or I'm going to have to repurpose them because they only really work for cards, because my style of scrapbooking is very different. And obviously I'm not going to decorate coloring books with, you know, some stickers and stuff like that. But yeah, and then here, this one is winter, and then this one is Christmas. And I don't have a whole lot of Christmas stuff just because I really don't enjoy Christmas, but I like winter. So, yeah, my family always celebrated the winter solstice because we're non-denominational. So, we did Santa, but Santa's technically not, like, the religious part of the holiday. It's more the pagan part. So, yeah, we celebrated the solstice, and we had presents and, you know, trees and stuff. We just happen to call it Christmas sometimes, but we don't anymore. Like, it was back and forth. Anyway, that was a random tangent for no reason, but the point is that's what's in the box, is things that have Santa on them. So, over here is my scoring plate thingy. I forget what that's called, but it's for scoring. And then I have stencils in here. There's stencils, and then there's, what else is in here? I'm trying not to shake the camera as I do this. Oh, there's feathers for mixed media projects, because I do mixed media canvases. I'll show you those in a minute. And then these are like jelly printed papers. Seeing jelly printed papers? Yeah. I'm trying to aim and look in the camera while I do stuff. It's not great. But I know a lot of people that do this by hand, and it's difficult. So you guys know it's difficult. So yeah, and my stencils, and then this is themed paper, so this will be Halloween paper, Halloween themed paper, and beach themed paper, apparently. Since I haven't scrapbooked in a while, I don't really know. This one's Harry Potter themed, so there's that. We did go to Harry Potter World in 2013, which is weird because I've been to the Florida one, but I haven't been to the California one, so, yeah. I live in Southern California, I just haven't been there. So, this is my expensive watercolor paper, the Fabriano paper. So I try and keep it in its thing and keep it safe. So I keep it in with my paper. obviously you can see it, it's right here. And then this is just regular cardstock and black cardstock. And then these are the like solid background kind of papers. So this is like, this one's green, and then green chevrons and blue chevrons, and it's kind of all the same. And by different manufacturers. I'm probably thinking that I should do some of these by color, because since it's been so long, I don't remember the collections that I have. I don't remember what's in with stuff. Before, I used to have it all cataloged in my head, like, oh, I bought so-and-so collection by so-and-so, and that's exactly what I want to use for right now. If you're wondering what this is the background for my streams. It's so you can't see because there's like a pantry behind me. So if I have a face cam, and this way you get to see a galaxy instead of like the mess that is pantry stuff. So here's my actual paper, and I actually can't move this to give us more light, unfortunately. I'm sorry. My room is in the kitchen. If you didn't gather that from the wide shot, where I'm in the kitchen, and we just don't have a lot of space. Our house is a cabin. So this is where I store my glass mat. I made these kits like forever ago. There's actually videos on my channel of these kits. They're like stash kits or something. I don't remember what's in them because I don't remember any of the stuff. So I might have to break those down too. These are 8x8 papers by, God, what is that company? Pretty Little Studio. And I think I have videos about that stuff too. And these are my collection kits. I always scrapbooked by collection, and then what I did is, this one happens to have stickers in with it. Most of them don't. But I scrapbooked by collection, and I was able to remember all of the things that were in it. But I can't now because it's been years, and I haven't even thought about scrapbooking for those intervening years. I mean, it's been 3 years, right? Like, that's a long time. And I haven't kept up with anything. I don't know what any manufacturer is doing. I don't know who's still in business and who's not. I just completely let it go. I can tell you about coloring books, even books that I don't own, but I certainly can't tell you what's in my collection anymore. So I don't want to get rid of the stuff because clearly there's nothing wrong with it. I just need to become familiar with it again. So I thought in reorganizing it, it would work. And maybe I don't need to scrapbook by theme anymore, or by collection rather, or maybe the old stuff can be broken up. Like, I'm obviously not going to scrap baby stuff because I don't like babies, so I don't have any. But I like this paper, so I can scrapbook by yellow and blue, and we can just keep it together like that. I don't know why I'm whispering occasionally. I'm weird today. I'm just going to go with the fact that I'm weird. And my dogs may bark because there's visitor dogs here, and they're barking. So I'm sorry if you hear barking, that's why. We live in a tourist town, so half of the time we don't have neighbors, and then half the time we do, and it just really pisses them off. So yeah, like, this is really pretty. I don't like pink, but I like all the blue and the yellow, so, you know, I make it work. And then this here is my die cut. This I can actually show you. Like, I've showed it before, but I made this picture thing. But this is my die cuts. I really have to reorganize this because the only problem with the way that I keep this is that it, like, if you turn this too fast, these will come out and they're hard to see. And like I said, I don't remember what these all are anymore. So I'm thinking about doing it the way Janet over at RTS Scrapbooking does, where she has a binder, but she has it on paper and then like double stick tape kind of thing. I think I might do that. We'll see. But like I said, I might have to reorganize and everything. So there's that. I'm not going to put it away because I'm afraid to pick it up again. So in here, I have my mixed media stamps. These are all kind of things that I would use with mixed media. I'm sorry as my camera readjusts to the light. These are things that I use with like my jelly plate and bigger stamps and theme stamps. These are Tim Holtz stamps, so I like to keep those together. I unmount everything and store it this way. This is just a, you know those overhead projectors? Sorry. Those overhead projectors, I get like a sheet of that and then a page protector. And I just put glue on the back of them. It's not that hard. It clings to the stamp thing. This is the only thing that I use because I can't make the pressing motion. I know I look healthy, but I'm actually really, really weak. So I can barely press this down. And the fact that I get 7 or 8 tries at it is a lot better than me trying to use an acrylic block. So I don't have any acrylic blocks. These are my watercolor supplies, the most expensive ones. This is my Schminke set. This is my Holbein gouache set. This is my Mission Gold set. And then back there is a thing of thread, of fibers. And then this is my Copic paper. So I just kind of reach in there and then get stuff for printing coloring books. And then in here is like my tools and glue kind of thing. I think we all need that. It's a lot easier when I don't have to hold the camera and move around. This is why my job is sedentary. I just stream, you know. And it's not like it's an official job or anything, so if I get sick, I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, isopropyl alcohol and HEG refills and the, you know, the page protector things. That's where all those live. And my heat tool, which I almost never use. And then these are the more, like, animal stamps. You can see I have them organized, you know, animals, exotic, and then fish and underwater. And so what I haven't done all of them, but when these are done, what I do is I put ink. Here, I can't even show you. I know I have done some of them. What you do is you put ink on the whole page, and then you stamp it on a sheet of paper so it's like an index sheet. And what I want to do is scan this so that I have a digital representation so I can just look at the stamps that I own. But yeah, without having to get up and look through this thing because it's actually on the floor. And then I'm going to move Sirius's food and water. Excuse me. Again, I don't usually go in here. So this is images that I've stamped. So like stamped images. If I want to color something, I can look in there first. And then these are all embellishments. Like these are my sequins. And these are just bead cases. See, they're just bead cases. And so sequins and wood veneer and all the embellishment things that I use. And I put them in there because, like I said, I haven't scrapbooked in so long that I really didn't need them out. Wow. Okay. Breathing is difficult. So this is where I'm normally sitting. This is where I'm normally working. This is a 2 foot by 4 foot desk from IKEA. And again, I don't want to put this away, I'm afraid. I'm afraid it won't go back right. But I'm in the middle of coloring something. As you can see, this is how it looks. Like I said, I'm not going to tidy or organize or anything like that because I'm just not. So these are the books that I'm planning on to work on for September, roughly. You know, they're not all of them, but it's just pictures that I've picked out. These are my Tombow markers. Those are pencil cases. So like these, if I don't want to color on this page anymore and I want to put it away for a couple days, I'll put those in a pencil case, and then that way I know. Okay. Sorry about that. I really apologize, but you know, there's not a whole lot I can do. If I did my medicine beforehand, I would be shaking this like crazy. And nobody wants to see that. So my little pencil case from Honeydukes. I think it's Honeydukes or the Hogsmeade place in Universal. And these are my Copics. All of my Copics. They fit in this case. I got the case on Etsy. And yeah, it's handmade to fit all of the Copics. So yeah. And then I have some alcohol wipes so that the marker or the caps don't stick or anything like that. And then the scale is to weigh them when they get dry, so that I could refill them. And so yeah, this is my toy collection. These guys I got for my birthday just a couple months ago, especially my Geralt. I love Geralt. And I painted a Yennefer for him because they don't have a Yennefer figure for some reason. So yeah, those are my figures. And then these guys hang out on my light. Like I said, everything's kind of dusty because I can't really dust. And my dad made this tree. And then I've got prints by other artists up here. So none of this is my art except for those. I did those. I did these two. And then Mike made this for me for, I think, one of our anniversaries. He asked for paper and a paper cutter and something else. And I'm like, okay, what are you going to do? And he's like, you'll see. So I'm going to slowly pan down. None of that is my art. And then these are my pencils. So I label them all. I label them all so they're easy to see. There's my Polychromos, my Pablos, and my Neocolor. etc., etc. I leave them open because I use them so often. I didn't want to wear out the zippers. So I just leave them open, and if I happen to travel for some weird reason, I will close them again. This is the wall that I see the most. So unfortunately these are faded because I used Ranger products on them and I'm stupid. So all of this art is faded and destroyed by the very dim light that you're looking at everything through. Because yeah, sorry about that. Didn't mean to shake it. And then these two are watercolor. Those are Mission Gold watercolor, and they didn't fade. So Mission Gold are pretty good. They don't have like, I forget what it's called actually. I'm not even gonna say it because I forget what it's called. Anyway, and then you see my computer turned itself off, but yeah. Well, not off, but it went to sleep. So I'm gonna sit down in my chair. I have a gaming chair because I am a gamer, like air quote professionally. I mean, yeah. I make a small amount of money at it, so I guess it counts. So this is where I keep my phone, you know, boring stuff. Those kind of things where you need stuff to hand, like little flossers, because occasionally you need to floss your teeth. And then, what are these called? Sharpeners, a couple of sharpeners, so it's making it really dusty and dirty in here. These things are what I use to mark off the pages that I've colored, stuff like that. I'm really going to try and mute that, so hopefully you're just not hearing anything, which is fine. I have some watercolor, like just little tiny journals. These things I use for paint palettes, they're just like the lids of yogurt. I can't have yogurt anymore, but I could. I used to. And then these are other watercolor palettes, mostly travel ones. So, it might be upside down. Mostly travel ones that I've made. I make my own instead of buying the thingies. This is my Mission Gold one, it looks like. Yeah. So that's Mission Gold watercolor palette. Picked out ones I liked. And then, yeah, if I want to travel, I can pick that. I don't usually travel, but that doesn't mean that I don't have them in case I do. And then these are my Twinkling H2Os, and those are good too. And then in here is my washi tape and my ink brushes. So for, what do you call it? For the distress ink. Because I can't use the distress tool anymore. My hands don't work that way. So I got these when I saw how well they worked. I saw Tim Holtz using them, and I'm just like, okay, that'll probably work for, you know, the way my hands function now. And then I ended up with an extra case, so I used the extra case for finished colored images. So most of them are fussy cut, but these ones aren't. I really like fussy cutting, and thankfully I can still do it. So I have, you know, if I need to make a scene or something, I have images pre-made. You can probably see that in some of the videos I have here on my channel. The art and chats, I know I've showed those a few times. And so yeah, that's washi tape. And sorry if you hear my husband, I think he's moving around. And then in here, I have the Project Life cards that aren't actually Project Life. I have some Tim Holtz tissue tape and some foil tape. I have the stencils by Tim Holtz. Sorry. I have stencils by Tim Holtz, and then I have a little progress projects. There we are. And then these are cards that I repurposed because my husband likes to play with cards, but he got the wrong kind for what he wanted to do. He wanted to do like card tricks, and he got the wrong kind, so he's like, here, you can have that. And then here's another watercolor palette. This one isn't necessarily for travel, but it's different. It's a different brand. It's two different brands, actually. Daniel Smith and, I can't remember off the top of my head. These are my archival inks inside their little case. So I have 3 of those little cases with, you know, various different things in them. And yeah, so Project Life cards are not Project Life. And I used to be part of a kit club, and those videos are also on my channel. But I'm not anymore because, like I said, I haven't scrapbooked in forever, so. And then this is the other fun drawer. This is where all the paints and sprays are, so those are all my paints and sprays. I store them standing up until I use them, I guess. Apparently you're supposed to store them horizontal, or like you can store them like this and then turn them horizontal. But these are the dye inks, so I don't think that's true for those. I don't have any of the Distress Oxide ones. I think this is pretty much all I really need because, like I said, I'm disappointed with the fact that my artwork is fading, so I got stuff that I know is light fast, like these golden fluid acrylics. I got those for a birthday. I think it was last year's birthday. And then these are the Hydrus watercolors. Hydrus Fine Art watercolors. I hope that's not as bright as I think it is. So Fine Art watercolors. I'm sorry if things are too bright or too dark. Like I said, I'm in a kitchen, so there's not a whole lot I can do about it, but I do apologize. And these are India ink, and they're also light fast. So this is what I do my 3D art with now. If I'm going to make a canvas or something, I do it with these. And then I make my own sprays out of that, and those are permanent. So they're water-based, or they're not water-based, but they move with water, and then they're permanent. So this is one of those catch-all drawers there's not really any use for. You know, you see the camera cord thing, you see my Gamsol, you see my Kuretake watercolors, which I don't really use anymore. And my oil pastels, which I also use for mixed media. These guys probably have to be organized into the mixed media paint thing, or mixed media stamp section. And then there's some paints down there, which I also don't use as much anymore. But yeah, that's one of those drawers that needs to be organized. So that's usually where I'm sitting for doing art stuff. But I also, since my desk is held up by these things, I have this side, and you see my candy jar, and my my nebulizer, which I have to do, you know, that's how I do all my meds. And then on this side, you see my my little paint trimmer and my ATG and some stuff that I always need, you know, to hand. And then Mike made sure I had a light in there because we're always not having a light. And then these are all my enamel dots, and then I've got paint markers, and the Memento ink is kind of all that I usually stamp in case I want to color something with Copics. And yeah, just a lot of enamel dots and extra pens, stuff like that. A lot of extras. And then this is the embellishment drawer, which I honestly don't use a whole lot. These are extra, what do you call it, photos that got printed when I used to send out for prints. Now I print my own. So these are for 3D and for like staining and painting and stuff because they're white. I figure if you buy white, you don't have to buy a whole lot of colors. We actually went to the Prima, what do you call it, the Prima warehouse. They were moving, and so they had a price where or they had a sale where everything was like 50 cents to $1. So I got a whole bunch of stuff. This was years and years ago, but yeah. And so these are some theme stickers and some things that I got in the kit club that I was in. And back there is some more photos that are actually organized. This is twine. Again, I'm not sure that I'm going to be keeping all of these just because I never really used them on my pages to begin with. And then these are the few punches that I had left. I wanted to make sure that I kept like a basic heart, a basic butterfly. That's the word I'm thinking of. And like the hexagon punch, I use that a ton. But I actually can't squeeze the punches anymore, so it's the kind of thing where it has to be useful enough that I can go in the other room and ask Mike to do it for me, because, yeah, I can't do it anymore. And then these are my embossing powders. Again, I don't really use it a whole lot, but I had them, so it's not like I was going to throw it away. And I have the space for it. And then these are my dies. My dies live in here. And so, yeah, there's those. And then my embossing folders. I don't have a whole lot, but I'm not going to make cards anymore, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to put them on my pages now. And then these, like I said, they had all of those packages for 50 cents to $1, and so I just kind of got a whole lot because, like that canvas that you saw earlier, that used a whole lot, but this system isn't working for me because I don't want to paw through all of these, so I think I'm going to have to reorganize all of these. Because they get glitter everywhere. Oh my god, so much glitter. So yeah, I'm going to have to reorganize these and figure out this drawer and maybe save some space. So that would be good. And a little bit of moving around. I might be able to pull this out without having to do anything. Maybe not. Again, since I'm in the kitchen, like things get... I sit next to the garbage can, so... This is my mixed media cart. I do pull it out when I do mixed media. I save extra paper towels so that when I'm, you know, I don't always have to use the baby wipes, that kind of thing. But there's my distress paint. There's all my, you know, pastes and stuff and mediums and everything. These are mostly like dimensional embellishments. Like this one, I used up all my heavy body gel, so I put like these. They're not enamel, but they're glittery things. I didn't get them from Prima because Prima charges a whole hell of a lot for them. But I got a lot of like 500 of them for a couple dollars off of Amazon. So there's that. And then seashells and stuff, sea glass, just a whole bunch of things. And then these I jelly print on because it's really cheap to jelly print on, and then just kind of put them in your journals. And these are the like really cheap paint from Walmart. What is that? The Americana paint. And then it's just basically like things that I would use to, like these are the sentiments and stuff I might use in a journal. I don't know. I had some of those gifted to me, so there's that. And then just things I might start an art journal page with. So yeah, that's my space. I haven't done a space tour in forever, and this actually wasn't that long, so I'm kind of impressed with myself. But I hope you like it, and like I said, I didn't want to stage anything or wait until I had reorganized everything. So I might do another one of these when I finish, but since I've already filmed this video, that means I don't have to rush myself, and I can just be like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. So yeah, I'll get to it. But I hope you like my space. If you ever wonder where, you know, those hands are actually sitting, that's where I'm sitting when I'm doing art videos and art streams. And then this is where I'm sitting, obviously what you see, because the face camera is right there. That's what you see when I'm doing gaming streams. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this didn't make you too sick, and I hope that I muted out my coughing, which I really apologize for. But thank you all very much for watching. There's information down in the panels if you click that show more thing. And if you'll give me a like if you liked it, and a thumbs down if you didn't, and I will see you in the next video. All right, goodbye everybody.